All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to clean up your lip and get this really nice and even. So if you're going to have a pinch pot that has a shown lip, so again the lip is like the top rim of your pinch pot. If you are going to have a pinch pot where you're not adding decoration and this is just going to be kind of bare up here, you definitely want to make sure that your lip is nice and even thickness all the way across. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Again, first thing you want to do, if you haven't done it already, is flip over your pinch pot. Make sure the outsides are cleaned up and just lightly tap and rotate it on the table. So I'm not squishing it down, I'm just kind of tapping it and letting it go on the table. What that's going to do is it's going to make your pinch pot an even all the same height, your lip all the same height. And then what we have to work on is, okay, let's get this evened out because it looks kind of bumpy. And the cleaner this looks, the better your pinch pot will look in the end. So it looks really bumpy right now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to find the areas that are a little skinnier. So I see I have a really skinny area over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add just a little bit of clay to that area to thicken it up. Because I want the rim, the lip of my pinch pot to be maybe not this thick, but a little bit thicker than this. I think this is too thin. So I'm going to take just a little piece of clay. I'm going to take a toothbrush, dip it in some water, and either on the outside or the inside of your pinch pot, whatever works for you, gonna take just this little bit of clay, add it to the outside, and then very carefully I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger. So you would do this anywhere it looks a little thin. And again, you want to make sure that you are using the scoring method so that it's properly attached and so that you don't create any unwanted air pockets. There we go. And now we can see that I have something that is thicker right here. So that's just a quick little trick. Now I think I like this thickness over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to even out all these other areas. And so if I keep pinching up, what's going to happen is this is going to get taller. Because if I pinch up, that's one way to get it thinner, but this is going to get taller, and then when I go to knock it down again, it's going to just flatten it back down to where it's the same thickness as it is now. So instead of doing that, what you're going to do is take your carving tool, and you're going to use the flat side, because there's a rounded and a flat side. And on the inside, I usually do it on the inside, you're just going to find the areas that are a little thicker, and you're just going to carve away a little bit of the clay. And again, I want everything to be about this thickness. So I'm constantly looking from where I'm carving here to the thickness that I want it to be. And I'm only carving in the areas that are thicker. I'm going to carve a little bit below that because it looks like it's a little thick there. All right, and that all looks relatively the same thickness now. So real quick, real easy. Then I'm just going to take a wet finger, rub over those rough edges that were just carved. And then I'm going to make sure that the edge of this isn't too sharp either. I want it to be a little rounded. There we go. And then I'm going to clean up the outside a little bit too. So you can use your finger, you can kind of do like have both fingers kind of going over the edge at the same time, something like this, so that it doesn't mess up the inside lip. And just be careful if you added clay anywhere that you're not pressing too hard. And then after you do that, you want to take a look at your pinch pot from the top and make sure that it looks like a nice circle on the inside. So mine looks a little wobbly, so I'm just going to push it out in the areas where I feel like it needs to get a little more circular. and I'm good. And there you have a nice even looking lip on your pinch pot.